Hello everybody, my name is Will, and I am going to be playing some mini Airways today, while I also do a little bit of rambling. I think that it's good for some good background noise. Who knows if anybody will watch it, anybody will listen to it, want to have somebody talking in the background at a low level, enjoy the dark background. It can get a little hectic during the game, but I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, let's get into it. Hopefully the clicking won't be too loud for you all. But if you can tell, I've played this game quite a lot, so there's not a real reason to, think that I'm just starting out. I'm not going to really explain anything. Just get into it, and maybe one day I'll make something that explains it. But for right now, I'm just going to play and talk about a few random things. And maybe the clicking noises will also be a nice touch in the background. But anyway, I have been in sort of a rut recently in terms of not really wanting to do a whole lot. Not wanting to do the things that I need to do the things that I want to do. And because of that, I've been suggested to sort of take back to this sort of creative side that I have and, try and explore that again, because it's been a long time since I've done anything really creative. Back in high school, actually, which was, good Lord, 5 years ago now, I was head of the media team, and with that came a lot of, good creative outlet, just because it was fun to edit all the videos, do all these different things with people around school. And to give you an example of how old I am, COVID hit the year I graduated, so it did kind of ruin things for me. And I didn't get to fulfill a lot of my goals for the end of the year. And specifically, I had this one idea of creating a joke, a mock 30 for 30, ESPN 30 for 30. And we were going to get this one guy who wasn't all that athletic, but he didn't care, and get him to be the head of it, or the star of it, because he was one of the funniest people I've ever met. And long story short, it got canned because we all had to go home. And, that's always pretty frustrating. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I think it was nice to not have to go to prom, not have to go to graduation with people. I think for this we'll take a waiting area. And anyway, it was just a nice way to end everything since. And I have another YouTube channel that I posted on a long time ago, and that was while I was in college. Adobe Premiere was free, really taking advantage of it and everything. And now I don't have that luxury, but I'm trying to get back into it, and hopefully this will be a good way to do it. And it's not like I'm praying that anybody out there is going to go and listen to this. If they do, it's amazing, cool. If they don't, who cares? It's good fill the void, I guess. Give me something to do, something to work on. Because another thing that I've really maybe not struggled with, but as close as you can get to it, is that I have worked a job that has not been that fulfilling. And it's a 9 to 5, in and out every day kind of thing, no days off. And it's been pretty sucky, right? It's, ever since about December of last year, I started feeling pretty unfulfilled by my job. And that's always another frustrating thing that, you hate to deal with, because it gets consuming. It's very hard to, you know, I don't know how to perfectly explain it, but you get tired of not doing anything, and then you come home and you try to do something and it doesn't work because you're too tired. It's kind of a loop like that, right? And so that's the frustrating bit about it, but nonetheless, we're trying. That's all you have to do, I guess, is just try a little bit. But anyway, if you can't tell, I'm not a professional at this game. I try, I guess, and I'm okay. I'd say for somebody that doesn't play the game a whole lot and just has it on their PC. But it's nice. It's a relaxing game for the most part. You get into the higher rounds and you'll probably hear me talk a little bit less about random things and a little bit more about the game, just because I'll have to be thinking a bit more. And I don't know if anybody's ever played this game before, but I love Expedite. It's such a nice upgrade. And I don't know if that's meta or not, but we're just going to say it is for the sake of this video. Another thing about my job is one thing that was actually pretty good and a good creative outlet for me was I actually happened to write an entire book during my time working there. I started in January and I finished it back in June, very beginning of June. It is a 75,000 word novel. That's, I don't know, it's still in review. I handed it off to my girlfriend and she's been reading it, and we'll hear back about what it is, how good it is, how bad it is, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. I trust her to give me an honest review of it. And yeah, go from there. I think it was a really good way to pass the time. Very productive and constructive, right? Not to make my brain turn to mush, because certainly I could have just played this game for 6 months and not done something like that. So it's always a bonus. And I just had something I was gonna say and I forgot it. Isn't that just the worst? I'll have to think about it while I continue. We got a VIP plane here, so extra points, I think. Lord knows I don't even know how the game functions. But yeah, work is never fun. I spent a lot of my college career, in high school actually, being like, I can't wait to get into the workforce. I can't wait to do that because now I'm going to get paid for my time and it's going to be less draining on me energy-wise. And, I can do so much more. I'll have so much more free time, and that is not the case, kids. Don't go looking for, some sort of freedom from work, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I hate to be a Debbie Downer. Don't listen to me. It will. You just have to find something that you love and that pays well. But nevertheless, you can tell that the first few rounds are pretty slow. I think day 5 is when we'll get our first little challenge. And who knows if we'll even make it to day 5. I could mess up right now and ruin this whole thing. But I think this will also be a good idea for me, because there is no clock here for me, and because I'm so focused. I never know how long I've been playing this game for, and so it'll be a good idea to see how quick this goes by, or how slow I'm actually playing this game at. But yeah, a lot of, I didn't know, I didn't write a script for this, I didn't write out bullet points, I just, kind of went, okay, I'm just going to listen to my heart and go from there and speak whatever comes out. And so far, I've done a good job, but, you can get that feeling where you're running out of stuff, especially if you're talking to somebody important, where it's like, you want to keep the conversation going or something. But anyway, I'll think of some stuff. I ran into that issue a while back I've got a new job coming up, which I'm looking forward to, but I ran into my new boss at a seminar, and it's funny enough, I was talking to him, and I was like, this conversation's going really good, but I've got to come up with something more to talk about, and I couldn't, and so I was sitting there, and he's staring at me like I'm some sort of lunatic, right? And I just said, I better get back to my people, and scurried off. But it's hard out there to try and talk to people all day long, especially for somebody like me. But anyway, you can tell if you've been watching, planes are starting to pick up a little bit. We're getting pretty lucky, I think, with the colors. Nothing too hard. It is the easiest map after all, so don't kill me if you think I'm some sort of nincompoop for playing on the easiest setting. But actually, I went to London. We're at Heathrow, I think. Anyway, this is Heathrow Airport that we're pretending to land airplanes at. And when I went to London, we landed at Gatwick, which is pretty far outside London, or at least it felt like it. We had to take a train into the city, and then we hopped on the tube, and we walked around for 3 hours or something like that, and it was an extensive little walk. But anyway, the main point of telling this whole story is, for graduating college, me and my best friend, we decided to plan a little trip to Europe. We were going to hit a bunch of places, a bunch of countries, all, in a row within the span of 2 weeks, right? Something that wouldn't necessarily break the bank, but something that was still like a full adventure, right? And so we go to London, we spend a few days there. And then we get on a plane to Lille. Or not a plane, excuse me. It's getting a little too real here in the game. But we get on a train to Lille. We take it from London to Lille and then to Liège. We ended up in Liège for the night in Belgium around 1 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to stay in the train station, but after sitting there for maybe 10 seconds, we realized, let's try and get a hotel room. It can't be that bad. Like, it's pretty bad out here. And so anyway, we go and get into the hotel room. It's a beautiful, nice little place. I'm surprised, at 1 o'clock in the morning we were able to get in there because we hadn't reserved something beforehand. And we go and get to our bedroom and set up the beds and everything, charge our phones, take a shower, etc. Because, we're about to hit a stint of the trip where we were going from Munich to Venice, and it was all on trains, so there wasn't going to be any stopping, right? Uh-oh. Sorry. We must stop this just for a minute here so I can sort everything out. But anyway, take a shower, whatever, and I realize out of the corner of my eye, not really, but I realize in a haze, a tired haze, that I use the restroom and it looks a little darker than normal. What? The plane didn't land. Great. I'm really messing this up. If we go too short, I'll play another game. But anyway. I don't think anything of it. I'm too tired at that point, right? And so what happens is that basically we get to Germany the next day and we're in Cologne. And we are eating lunch at this little place, this Italian restaurant, only a few blocks away from that big citadel that everybody goes to. And I get this pain in my lower right side of my stomach. And I'm like, something must have happened. I'm okay. Whatever, it's just a little pain. Let's not worry about it too much. And I go back out to the table that we were sitting at, and I am like, okay, maybe this is a little bit more pain than I signed up for, but hey, it's okay. We'll be okay. Like, let's not ruin the trip for this, right? And then I go to the bathroom again, third time. All within the span of about 5 minutes, right? And I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to go to the hospital. Like, there's nothing I can do at this point. And so we call the hospital, get rushed to the ER. They put morphine in me, I think. I don't know. I just remember saying, this hurts a lot. And then waking up in the hospital. And long story short, I had a kidney stone. And it ruined the trip. And basically they told me in the airport I could do, not airport, look at this. This game is corroding my little brain. But basically they said to me that I had two options. It was either stay in the hospital until the kidney stone passes, or go back to the US. And so feeling pretty crappy. I said, let me go back to the U.S. I don't want to stay in this hospital any longer. And so I went home, and it ruined the whole trip. But hopefully I'll go back one day. My girlfriend and I hopefully are planning on doing something for the holidays to go see her family in Europe. If that wasn't too on the nose, but and hopefully that'll be a good trip. I don't have a kidney stone then. That would be really bad. Be like, hello, here's this new person that might be a part of your family for a long time. I have a kidney stone. Regardless, I think it would be fine. It would be a funny story. I'm running out of patience with this. This is tough. And this isn't even there's no rush at this also, right? I'm quite literally just doing bad. Sorry, I'm ruining the rambling, but it's getting intense. Waiting area, I guess. We're running out of. I guess it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the sound to drop off just for a bit, in case somebody is falling asleep. And once again, hopefully the clicking noises aren't too bad. Hello? I should have messed up there. Those two planes are right on top of each other. Okay. There we go. You can see one short of 100. I'm pretty challenged with this game, but regardless, that'll be it. Hopefully this rambling was enough. I'm going to go look at it in the editing booth, and yeah, if anybody is watching this or made it to the end, I hope it was peaceful. I hope it was nice. I know it's pretty short, but regardless, thanks for watching if you did.